Hello, welcome in my own words. Now I'm going to read Promise 8. It says, we will choose to love people who can love and be responsible for themselves. Big Red Book, page 591. Prior to coming to ACA, we had been unconscious about a great many things. Perhaps the most painful was our unconscious choice of the people we thought we loved. As children, we wanted to love our parents, so we overlooked their dysfunction as a way to make them lovable. And as I've mentioned before, for me, it wasn't my parents because really my parents didn't raise me. And there are lots of reasons for that. So, but those, I call them parental units. I think that was, what's that movie, The Coneheads? Back to the message. So we overlook their dysfunction as a way to make them lovable. After all, the alternative was to see them as they really were and leave a choice that is rarely possible for a child. I remember being a teenager and the young lady who was my best friend at the time, I remember saying to her, I wish I had been born however many years before. That way I would have been older, I would have been an adult, and I could move away, be on my own, etc. And then she were like, well, if you had been born then, before we wouldn't have met, we wouldn't be friends, we wouldn't have had the opportunity to be best friends. And I understood that. But what I was talking about was this, and yeah, this was the thing for me. Now, it says, as adults, we continue to make unconscious choices to love other dysfunctional people until one day we got it. Something was terribly familiar about the people we had chosen to love. It was deja vu all over again. So, as I have looked back over my life, I realized that the men that I were in relationship with, it was a mirror of my upbringing. Me being spoiled, so I was spoiled first and foremost. That was it. I was spoiled, and then there was that there was an authority there, their way. And I also realized in these past few years, as I've been doing my life inventory, I even felt that my situation was better than a lot of other women because, well, at least I wasn't going in my pocket. I wasn't paying for stuff. I knew other women whose situations were similar to mine, but on top of that, they were going in their wallets and paying for stuff, paying for stuff and stuff. Like, I didn't see it. I didn't, the conversations that I have overheard, that was foreign to me. That was foreign to me. A woman having to pay for these things or being made responsible or being checked because being checked for stuff about her own stuff, or it was a foreign language to me. I wasn't used to that. I was used to the stuff being provided for me, and it wasn't on me to provide these things. It was all on them. And I used to think, oh, my situation is better. Because dysfunction is dysfunction. Period. The next thing it says here, as we come to consciousness about our childhood experience and do the work in ACA, we begin to love and accept our true self. Only then are we capable of having healthy relationships with others. We begin to choose people who are capable of truly loving us and who take responsibility for themselves. We are now willing to share our true self, the person we were meant to be, the one who is able to love responsibly in return. Where I am now, I don't know how to be anything other than my true self. It's like Ric Flair. You can like it or not like it, but learn to love it because it's the best thing going. And if you don't like it, you just don't. But I've got to be me. I've got to be me. Denise Williams has that song Free. I gotta be free and I gotta be me. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. Me, my personality, whatever that means. What's funny to me, my sense of humor, or whatever, what I'm gonna eat, what I like to eat, what I may like to wear. It doesn't match to you, but like I'm good. So yeah, and I'm not talking about being naked either. I'm not talking about like, oh, I'm gonna show this or have this out. Like it's my body, I can do what I want. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, yeah, like I say, other outfit choices that some may find peculiar or weird. I'm totally gonna, that's just me, and it's okay. Or there are people who may have thought they knew me, knew my personality, or they get a chance to finally talk to me by themselves, and they'd be like, "Oh, I didn't know you were funny. I didn't know you were like this. I didn't know you were like that. I didn't know." Because they went with the whatever narrative, the gossip, and also our false self. If we're not living in our true selves, if you're not living in your true self, you're not free, you're not comfortable to be you. What I had been comfortable being for the most part of my life is a servant, Cinderella, taking care of things and taking care of everybody while I'm left in the dust, while my dress is being torn to rags and being left behind, and everybody is just going to the ball, and I'm just left. Well, I'll clean something to clean up. I clean up or fix a plate. But there's a whole other person that people haven't taken the time to get to know or even wanted to know, because they're in that. They're plugged into that jacked up matrix of life, and it's okay. Like, I'm okay. Like, I'm going to be me regardless, whatever that means, whatever that is. Yeah. And then there's this little note at the end. It says, on this day, I will examine my relationships, both past and present, to help me understand the choices I have made. I will begin to share my true self with others in my life so that I may find the love I deserve. So yeah. And that's what I've been doing the past few years of my life, examining everything, running the tape, running the tape back, running it back, examining me, all my choices, mistakes, good, the bad, the ugly. Like I've been looking at everything. I've got to understand why I made the decisions that I made, why I got into the type of relationships that I got in. And it's not just romantic relationships, it's friendships as well. It's going to be the same thing. The friendships are going to totally and completely reflect the upbringing as well. So at home, I was Cinderella, etc. So in friendships, I'm going to be that. That's just one aspect. I'm just using Cinderella as an example. That's what I'm going to be in friendships. That's what I was in relationships. And that's romantic relationships. And that's not to say that I didn't stand up for myself at times or point this or that out or whatever. Sure, of course, certainly, yeah. But until you really do the work, the cycle is just going to repeat. So yeah, on this day, I'm choosing to do all of the above to make better decisions because I don't have time for any of the things that I went through before. I have no time for it, and I'm not going to allow myself. What's that movie? The Jamaican bobsledders. Peace be the journey. In my own words, peace be the journey, because I'm doing the work and I'm examining myself and I'm living as my true self. And in the words of the nature boy, I don't have a pair of Ray-Bans right now, but these are going to work. You can like it or not like it, but learn to love it because it's the best thing going.